Hello and welcome to Android Weekly. This is RCKY, the Android guy. Alright guys, so welcome back and time for some Android news. A lot has been going on. Let's check out what has. So one of the first things has been Samsung now tops Apple being the most profitable smartphone manufacturer. This is another huge step that Apple has lost now to Samsung. So in terms of sales, this obviously was going to happen because Apple only sold about 31 million units last quarter, whereas Samsung sold 71. So a total of about 40 million more and more than double the units of smartphones. So it sold a lot more worldwide. Keep in mind too, 31 units of all iPhones, whereas Samsung sold only 20, the S4 alone, 20 million. So it almost sold as many S4s as Apple sold total smartphones. It's pretty impressive. But now they beat them in profit as well. So whereas Apple made, what was it, 30, sorry I lost it right now. As where Apple made 6.9 billion in profit, Samsung made 3 billion in profit. So it is more profitable now than Apple as a cell phone manufacturer, and they both do different kind of strategies in terms of profit margin. Apple does the traditional Apple profit margin, which is sell a phone for a higher price and gain more profit margin, as where Samsung will typically sell a phone for a lower price and but a higher cost to make, so they get a lower profit margin per phone. However, since they sell more, they will make an overall better profit margin, as we've seen here. Office has finally come to Android. So you now have Microsoft Office Mobile for phones, not tablets yet. However, there is one important thing to note about this, that you do actually need to have Office 365 subscription, which if you're not familiar with it, Office 365 is an annual, is a Office that you get to put on 5 devices for 1 year, and then you have to renew the subscription every single year. Is it good or is it bad? It's arguable because you get to put it on 5 devices instead of the traditional 3 or 1 that most people did before. So 5 devices, meaning your phones, in the future your tablets, and all of your computers. For family, I would say it's good, but for a single person, not really that good at all. But you can only really use Office if you have that subscription, which I'm going to try to find someone that does so I can review it for us. Samsung has leaked 2 very, very good tablets that I am definitely really waiting on. Samsung, I need to replace my Note 10.1. Give me a tablet to replace that with. So both tablets are going to be 2560 by 1600 resolution. This is the same resolution that we've only seen on the Nexus 10 at this time. So it's interesting too, because one of them, nicknamed the P900, is a 12.2 inch tablet with an Exynos octa-core processor with an S Pen. So that sounds like it would be a replacement for the Note 10.1, but it's a 12-inch version of it. Kind of interesting. That would leave it at a 247 PPI. And there's also another one with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 processor, which is expected to be on the Note 3 coming up. And that one as well has an S Pen and has a 299 PPI since it's a 10-inch. So it's kind of interesting. That one seems like the replacement for the Note 10.1 as well. So I don't know if they're both going to be one. I would have figured one was going to be a replacement for the Nexus 10 as well, but maybe we're going to see that in November when Key Lime Pie launches expectedly. So pretty interesting, but I want one. Give it to me. Finally, Android themselves. Google is going to release the Android Device Manager, which is similar to Apple's Find Your Phone. So they are launching this right now. You'll be getting on an update on your phone soon. But basically, this will allow you to locate your phone when it was last on, if it is off, as well as remotely wipe the phone. So as soon as it's turned off, it will be wiped out. Really nice that Android finally has it themselves. There's been plenty of third-party solutions, but it's nice that they have it. I've been using the Samsung version for my S4, but I would rather have an Android version for all of my devices. And one of the worst disappointing things that I have seen, politics is a whole other thing, guys, but one of the really things I was disappointed with the Obama administration is that they vetoed the ITC's ban on AT&T compatible iPhones and iPads. So if you missed out on some of the earlier news before I left on vacation, Apple did get their iPhone 4 and their iPad 2 models banned by the ITC, which is the basically court system in America, as well the International Trade Commission, I believe it's called, as well as the U.S. International Trade Commission. So Obama, however, vetoed that. So I think he said that it just it wasn't as good to basically say to do this to a U.S. manufacturer, which I feel is really unfair. I mean, I would bet anything that Samsung actually provides more U.S. jobs than Apple, because Apple does most of their business overseas, whereas Samsung has factories here where they make Apple's processing chips in Dallas, Texas. It's like there's so much that is done in the U.S. that I would say that Samsung actually does a better job of helping the U.S. economy than Apple does. It's really interesting, but Samsung came out in a statement and said they're very disappointed in the decision, because this was the first time a product ban was vetoed since the 1980s. So it's a big deal that it was done, and I just see it as a poor decision, and just kind of saving them, which is just unfair. I mean, obviously they didn't have a problem with it last year when Samsung got the Nexus banned, when the HTC One X was held back by Apple. I mean, this has been going on for a while now, and now, Apple even said, I think it was unfair that Samsung's using patents this way. I was like, you've been doing this with patents for how long now? So I think it's just very disappointing all the way around. Another news from Samsung, more lighter news, is their new smartwatch that should be coming out hopefully in a month, with the Note 3 announcement. It's expected to hopefully come out at the same time. Will be called Samsung Galaxy Gear, maybe. We've seen a lot of things where pointing towards that it will be called Galaxy Gear. Samsung has registered that as a trademark, and they mentioned a wrist device. So we've seen patent renderings of what their smartwatch will look like, and then we've even seen concept devices. It looks pretty interesting. The one main thing, of course, that it could have the flexible AMOLED screens, which would be really nice. It would be very unique to itself. And I kind of let it slip, but in a month's time, it's official. The Note 3 will have its announcement September 4th. So, Galaxy says for the Galaxy Note, and it is episode 2 for their unpack in 2013. So we should look forward to the Note 3 finally coming out and all the goodies that it will provide. I will definitely have a live hangout that day too, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Alright guys, that has been Android Weekly. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and let me know your thoughts on these articles this week. This has been RCKY, the Android Guy.